We're bringing you back into the case of Audrey May Herron. There, you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
That might be a vehicle over there.
We have a large object showing on the sonar ball, and I have a wire from the original guardrail is actually laying in the water. We have to realize that something could have happened at this left-hand turn.
But I think that right behind me and right in front of me, like we might have two vehicles, like you said. Oh, what do we got there?
Something there.
Come on, is that a vehicle? We're bringing you back into the case of Audrey May Herron. Now, we've been on this case multiple times before. She worked just down the road here off of 23B at Jefferson Heights near Catskill, New York. And she leaves work with the intention that we know of to head home. It's a dark and foggy night at 11:30, 11:45 p.m., where we believe that she's last seen on 23B, which is this road right here.
At this point, there was one person in front of her, one of her coworkers, and she was about 100 yards ahead of her is what was told. At that point, she lost sight of her. She doesn't know if she took a left on Catskill Road.
But the other individual, the other coworker that was behind her, says that she did make a left in a location that she would not normally make a left. So why would she be making a left here? But then fast forward another 10 minutes to the west off of 23B, and we have a sheriff's deputy that I have spoken to personally, that he swears that he saw her make a right. So is that sighting legit, or is this sighting legit? But see, then we have to also come back and build a profile with her of ex-husbands, boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, current husbands at the time. And so the first thing I want to jump into is talking about the husband, the ex-husband. So first of all, we have David, who, they have a child together.
And she was 21 when she had Sansia, so she was around 20 years old when she got pregnant, and it was a young marriage.
Yep.
And then she married Jeff.
All right. So when we talk about Sansia, she was visiting with her grandparents. They went down to Florida for a bit. They ended up coming back, and they came back the night that Audrey went missing. And so then we have to start playing additional scenarios into this, is that Audrey had, the next morning, she had a doctor's appointment. And so now what if she decided, I don't have time tomorrow to go get Sansia. She's been gone for a couple weeks. I miss her. So what if instead I'm gonna bypass my house? I'm gonna take 32 up to Selkirk, New York, which is another 15 to 20 minutes past their house. And that's where we jumped into Alcove Reservoir yesterday. The Albany Water District was amazing to work with us. We disinfected the boats when we got in there. We checked some additional waterways, but nothing along that route. What if she was never even on 23B and she instead went up towards Greene Lake, where we ended up finishing our search yesterday, and we did not find any vehicles in there. But what if she took Greene Lake up north, made a left on 67, and 67 is a straight shot? And what if, when it's foggy out, she takes these different routes?
The problem that we have is that we don't know if she took this left on Catskill or she kept going down 23B to 32 and stayed on this all the way down. And so that's why we're trying to clear everything this way. The south doesn't make any sense, but the only reason the south would make sense is if something was going on in the vehicle. For the last 3 years, the police have been looking at an individual who actually is a coworker's son. The coworker is no longer living. The coworker's son is in jail for similar crimes. And so that's why the police are looking at this region as much as they are. They've drained a lake or a pond. They've excavated a backyard on Catskill Road. At the end of Catskill Road, it terminates directly into the Catskill River. And then at the end of that road goes to Bridge Street, which goes directly into the Hudson River. No one saw her. No one really legitimately saw her from the moment from here on.
In all of that, the only thing that we ask of you to be a part of this, watch the videos, subscribe to the videos, which is free, turn on the bell notifications so that way you get a notice of the next one. And other than that, we're going to get this search started today, and this is day 3, day 4 of looking for Audrey, and fingers crossed, we're gonna be able to find her, bring her home, dispel some of those rumors today, and get the family the answers they've been looking for in search of, his ex-wife, as well as the mother of his children. And we're gonna do everything we can. And again, thanks for being here with us.
Families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. drivers cracking cold cases for free.
And scan back and forth 2 or 3 times, make sure we clear that. We have a large object showing on the sonar ball, and I have a wire from the original guardrail is actually laying in the water. And so if that guardrail was down at that time, maybe that was part of the cause of it.
Oh yeah,
So,
you're welcome to it, sure.
Okay, so what time is good for you?
I don't know, it could be any time. I mean, do you need me there?
Yeah, well, I don't need you there, but we're gonna jump up there right now if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll jump up there. We'll be about 20 minutes. If I find something, or if we find something, I will call you directly.
Okay, sure,
Okay.
yeah, we're right around the corner. The plant's right around the corner on Bodick Creek Road.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's my #1 spot right now this morning.
Yeah,
So
let's
let's
do
go
it.
check that out.
Okay.
Stay along the guardrail. We'll go up over the top. It'll be easier. Shorter distance for us to move it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Here we go. Let's scan it and see, huh? See if that's really a rock or if it was a car. All I want to see is the shape of a car under here. Small target there. It's nothing big. Here's where it gets deeper. Yeah, just a rock, like they said. As I come in from, let's say, this side here, it's like a pile of rocks that has been dumped in there, lengthwise like that. So not a car, not a Jeep, but we'll do a couple more scans closer to shore and then a few out as well. Dang it, you know, because this looked like a really good potential spot. And then we'll take it out here, see if there's any depth, anything that's further. Got a little more depth out here. I like it out here. But coming off the side of the road, it's not going to be out here. If she came off the side of the road there. What's the access off of this dam over here real quick? I mean, while we're here, let's just double check that for kicks, right?
Well, that's where the shop is. I don't know if we want to.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not off the road, so we won't worry about that.
What was that square that was on the right that I saw?
Just, yeah, that's that boulder that they were looking at. I'll back up to it again. That was that object that I wanted to double check.
You see that on the right?
Yeah, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like part of the pipe and stuff that comes out. Not a vehicle. All right, I'm confident in this one being clear. Yeah, it's not a very big rock. So, only about 3 feet in size. A lot of other rocks around it, so I know why they're catching fish there. That's for sure. Yeah, another location. We just keep checking them off the list where she's not. So we'll go down Rudolph Weir right here. And then we'll take this one over, whatever the name of it is, and then we'll head up Ira. So that's our game plan.
So the night she went missing, during the day it was 80 degrees. It was 67 degrees at night.
Okay.
It was rainy and some heavy winds at 10 plus miles an hour, gusts in the local area of Selkirk for my research. So wind and rain and a Jeep Cherokee are not the greatest combination. We're hoping that this was just an accident at the time. That was some of my notes from state police. Still, that one's still, I can't imagine that they went under there.
That's my 300-foot drop one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the ability to get over the left and over the right, but she would have had to get on 23 early.
Right.
So Catskill crosses that water right there too. Mm-hmm. If in fact she was going to see a friend, took a left-hand turn 11:30 at night, no reason to go to Catskill, but there's a bridge there, up an embankment, through a rock wall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Show the pond. Yes, you're not getting through that rock wall right there into that pond. I like the size of the pond though.
Yep.
That's a nice size. Oh, look what I got here. Nice.
That would be a deer jumped down the road.
Mm-hmm. You got a bubbler right there.
Yeah. You want to throw a sonar ball or no?
I mean, you could. I mean, this is a road that she would take up. And it's coming down a hill right here. I mean, we can't rule it out. There's only one. Let me back up, though. I'm going to show you. There's only.
She would be coming this way to take a left on 67, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So she would have come up Rudolph.
Yeah. So she'd have to come through
and this
here.
would be a right out of Cairo.
Yeah.
To head north.
That means that corner of that pond is also in fair game too. If she came around that corner and missed.
All right, let's take a look at it now. Yeah, we're only 4 feet deep out there. That's kind of what I was suspecting because you can see a bubbler over there. So not deep enough here. And this is the only spot that she could have threaded the needle in here with these trees from 20 years ago. And based upon the height of here, coming off of here, then it was just nosedive into there. And she would have to have some depth in here in order to then float out a little bit. And there's no depth. Like I said, you got bubbler. Normally indicates that they're just aerated in it, and they're usually not that deep when they're doing that. What do you think about that one?
Too small.
All right.
It's just a circular hole. You'd have to get through the circular hole to get to the main pond.
Okay. Well, let's keep running it then.
So the night that she went missing, one of the things I also learned, I just remembered now at my notes, she got a raise. She was really excited about a raise.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Did she go to a friend's house to that night and didn't make it to the friend's house that she was going to tell us she got a raise to?
Yeah, to celebrate, like, yeah, I got a raise, I'm coming over. So we're heading up Iravel now towards 67. This is one of the last roads that we're doing north-south, and then we're gonna head back to Catskill, which is one of the last rumor places that she was ever spotted and seen. And that's where we're now going to, what if she made a left? What if she went back and circled back to work for some reason? Or she had a friend that she was gonna go over and celebrate and be like, hey, I ended up with the raise today and I don't wanna go home yet because everybody's sleeping at home.
Yeah.
And so we have a couple of locations that end right at the river down there as well. I mean, she's not getting lost. She knows how to go home.
I mean, all you have to do is keep going north.
Yeah.
On any road.
There.
Yeah, this is Deo. There's a pond on Deo.
You want to take?
Yeah, take Deo.
Yeah, we haven't taken Deo yet.
Because that was the pond.
Yeah, that's too shallow.
It is a straight shot from the bend.
Yeah. Yeah, circumference not big enough.
Yeah.
So now that we have cleared the entire mountain here, back to Catskill now. So all new territory here, Bill, heading south now, as though she's gonna loop back. Or, let's just say, somebody was hiding in the back of the Jeep.
Someone met her at the car and brought her this way.
Right.
Because there's no reason for her to be going this way.
Correct.
We're gonna go under 87.
Right.
I mean, it does loop back to work. It's the long way, but... And we don't know if she has a friend over here. Maybe someone from work. We have no idea.
Alright, so you got a dam jammed up on the left here. So you're not making it through there. You have great big trees right there. If there was no guardrail here at the time, yes, possibly. Over here on the left, jammed up, shallow, so nothing over here. But you could have a hole over here.
Yeah, you could have a hole here.
Yeah. Let's see what kind of holes you have over there. Now, you had another spot also. What was that other road that went straight into the water also?
Let me go back.
Because right now we're not that far from town if we just go left. Right behind us. Got it?
620.
Vetter Mountain. Yeah, Vetter Mountain. All right, so let's go up this road. We'll make a right there, and let's go over there for a moment. Then we'll get turned around and come back to this one.
Okay.
Because then we're gonna
You want
go
to just sonar ball this real quick?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're here. Let's do that.
Thank you, sir.
All right, should be good to go. "10 feet, 11 feet. All right, you gotta put a boat in here.
Okay, and let's just go down to the bridge.
Because I'm interested in that bridge on that other side. Or even just coming across this and making her right, and for whatever reason. "10 feet still. And it's a dam, so it's always going to be consistent with this level here, no matter what time of year.
And it looks like the hurricane may have even taken out this bridge at one point.
Yeah. I'm really interested in that hole over there, coming down that hill and going between the tree and the bridge. "9 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet. Okay. All right, yeah, let me pull forward just a little bit. We'll get that ready. Alrighty. Ready, Bill?
This is all along the road, too.
Yeah.
You probably could run a lot further up.
Yeah, we'll run it up there for sure. So, most interested over there, which then be pushed underneath the bridge. So we're gonna go under the bridge and then back up. So far, just trees and logs under there. We should have gotten our paddles ready. All right, we're gonna make a tight turn. Yeah, I don't
You
like
got
this
a little
at all.
nervous.
Huh?
You got a little nervous.
I did get nervous. I don't like this one at all.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna take us forward. All right. All right, ready?
Yes,
Here we
sir.
go. 3 feet. So that's nice because it's shallower right here.
She's got some pull to her too.
Yeah. Okay, see that right there? Not that on live, but back here, I'm interested in whatever that is, but I think it's just 2 rocks together. We're gonna go double check it. Yeah, just rocks right there. 2 of them together. Okay, so I'm interested in this.
Square object right there, yeah.
I don't think it's big enough. Got a big pipe down there. But yeah, let's double check that square object. So that's the pipe thing. And then right at the ledge that comes up right here is what we want to double check right there. So what is that? Looks like a rock to me. So right there at the 0 mark is what that is right there. So at the 6 and 7 foot mark on live,
Yep.
that's your little edge thing, but see, you just have no height to it right here.
It has too square of a,
Yeah. No height,
really, and a very flat surface.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even with flat, you have to look at it like, all right,
yeah.
well, what if it's been smashed by all these logs over time, but it's too flat.
Yeah.
It's not a,
It,
hey,
it
we've
looks
been
like the edge of a
crumbled
rock.
in. Yeah.
A flat edge of a rock.
Okay, so I got something here, but that appears to be 2 rocks side by side here and not a vehicle. If it was just this one by itself, I'd be all over it as far as, oh yeah, that's a vehicle. But we don't want to rule it out, so we're gonna head back over it. So right, well, yeah, actually, look, right there, you have like a frame of something, it looks like,
Yeah.
upside down. So
And it's coming from Bridge Road.
right? Okay, so it's off to the left a little bit more. Right here. But I don't believe so. Right here. That's what I'm looking at right there. Yeah, it's rock. Because see, if you look on side, great big rock over here, and then we're splitting it, so that's the rest of it on that side. Yep, all right. Keep it going.
Right there on the right. On my right, your left.
That one right there.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a boat.
A lot closer to shore over there.
8 feet of water.
Yeah, that's rock structure. Yeah, now we're gonna start getting shallower up here, but said, you know, we have pockets every once in a while. Let's pull up also and get back up next to the road. All right, so coming up right here by this tree will be next to the road again. I can see the cars and the road, probably like the next 400 yards or so up here. Oh, what do we got there?
Something there.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just rocks because we got like another grouping of them right in front of us.
You had 6'2" on the left, but on live scope.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna be interested in right about here. We're coming up on it. Right there. Not tall enough, not wide enough. Hole's not deep enough for it either. Not enough height to it either. It's only
Flat.
18 inches tall.
Yeah, it's this tree.
Now we're up to 4 feet. 3 feet. You see how we went from 2 feet back down to a 10-foot hole here? And if you
11
look
feet.
at this is a, the road splits up here. And you have guardrail, intersection, guardrail.
And 11,
12-foot hole.
12 foot hole.
Yeah. And, come on, is that a vehicle? No. See how it like started sneaking up right here? This is what I was looking at. Like I saw that first, and then it exposed way too much.
And there's our bridge. And you can see the top of the cars going by it too, so it's not that tall. But when it comes out here, I bet it starts to rip out here at the connection, so we gotta be careful.
No, we don't. We connect further down.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, it doesn't connect up here. It's just gonna jog back around. So we got up to like 3 feet there. Now we're dropping back to a hole again. Right here, we're too far away from. We're still close to this one here. Look at that right there. See that? We gotta double check that. That looks like a vehicle upside down. Off to my right. Come right off of here. In fact, you don't even have a guardrail right here.
You don't have a guardrail. And you have broken trees throughout the whole section too.
Yeah, let's see if we can get some height on that and get a good reading. Come on, give me a Jeep. Right
there.
there. What is that?
Square.
That's a rock.
It's a rock?
Yeah. I'll take you across at some different angles. Yeah, see, it's too narrow right here. See how it comes together? More like a little pie shape is what it is. All right, let's keep going further up then. So we're gonna go under 2 bridges to where our destination, and then big bend in the river will be our last spot.
2 feet of water.
Be our last spot to search. Yeah, we're gonna be hitting some rapids up here too.
Which is less than 2 feet. So we gotta pull these up.
All right, so I'm gonna pull this one up.
1.7.
All right, I'm gonna pull this one up.
1.6.
I'm gonna pull this up a little bit, like this, and then we're gonna see what we can do to run up through here. No, it's gonna get too shallow on us. I'm not gonna make it up where we wanna go.
It's ripping too.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take it back down then. We'll drive up that intersection and check it out.
Yeah.
We'll drive up to that other T intersection.
And see if we can even put in.
Yeah, and then I think that the last thing that we really have is to put in on the Hudson and run the Catskill for the next 2 hours or so, just up and down.
And we can, you know, depending on how the Hudson is, we can go that left-hand side up to the bridge. If in fact she took 47 and took that left at lead and came through, she would end at this guardrail right here, and it ends directly into the river. And so we're looking at this corner right here, at the corner of Catskill Road and Vetter Mountain Road.
Yeah. All right, let's grab a sonar ball. And let me see what the water is here.
Do you want to go with the guardrail or go here?
We can cast towards the guardrail this way, because if she comes in here, she's gonna float to right about here. So this is what we're gonna be interested in over here. All right, you are 10 feet deep right there. Plenty deep. 11 feet. All right, well, guess we're putting a boat in here. Almost 12 feet. Yeah, you're coasting down to 12. Let it keep floating. Wait, oh, sorry. Yeah, I just want to see like if we pick anything up by chance on the sonar ball. Yeah, because you got this down to the little bridge that was down there, and that's 13 feet. So let's run this to the bridge, because there's some other spots that she could have come off if she were made left here.
Just
Not it. All right, let's run down a little bit and then we'll come back and scan some of this too. It's a tree off to the left there, but let's double check that. 8 feet of water. Yeah, that's just a tree. And you see this tree? This is what we're seeing on the sonar on side right now. You have to be like really careful, like looking at them too, because you could have the vehicle tangled up in it. And then right here around the corner, so the road is nowhere near this at the moment. So then if you turn, you look in front of you, where that silver car is at, is where we then are gonna meet up with the road again. And then it comes up to the bridge.
12.8.
Yeah, we got plenty of depth in here. So, guardrail. Here's our bridge with a little waterfall here.
Again, another new bridge, and then you have a guardrail that's dented all the way down.
So I have 2 potential targets on the way back up. I just want to double check. Yeah, this tree right here really creates quite a shadow there on the left of the side scan. Right here, that's what I've been picturing, right there. So let's go over to the right just a little bit. I don't think it's big enough and long enough. I want some height on it on live is what I'm looking for right there. So there.
It's square.
So looking at the length of it is 9 feet long.
Yeah.
12 feet. Yeah, real square though. Yeah. Sit some different angles though. Smooth. See how smooth it is?
I believe the vehicle's like 14.6 or something like that. 14.7.
Yeah. Yeah, see how square that is right there? Yeah. Not what we're looking for.
No.
Yeah, you have no guardrail up here where the road is still next to it.
Looks like it gets shallow though, no? 9 feet.
And this is the last section that's next to the road right here. Yeah, really easy to come off right here. Yep, tires only. No car. And then it goes away from the road now. Back down to the Hudson boat ramp where we will try to find Audrey in the Catskill River. Put in Hudson, head south, head west, Catskill River. We're gonna go run that for 2 to 3 miles on both sides. It's our last shot for the day, so we've got a couple hours for that. Yeah, it's 8 feet deeper already. Well, that dropped off to 15.
19.
20.
It's a big, why are we so wide on our water column?
Because you went deep.
Oh, really?
Because it got deep. So when it gets deep like that, then I change it to like 100 feet. Now I can make sure I'm picking up a good scan on it. There we go. Currently, we have ruled out any accident locations between her work at Jefferson Heights and up there in Freehold. Even though she seems as though she was happy, had her life together, you never know what's going on in somebody's, life and in their head, and if there's any depression involved. And so now that we've ruled everything else out and we have some extra time in our day, let's instead now focus on the what if this wasn't on purpose. We have a boat ramp at the Hudson. We have coming up, we're gonna head south and up into Catskill, where there's some additional boat ramps in town, as well as a lot of areas off of some parking lots next to the roads on the south side that I'm really interested in the event that she ended up deciding to do this, to herself.
So 161 Jefferson at the long-term care facility that she worked at is right at the top of the hill here. So it's a straight shot downhill to here. If she came out of that parking lot, came down to here, we need to clear this section. It's only about 900 yards to 1,000 yards from the office that she was at. So very easy. This park was not here in 2002, so it was a straight shot into the water. She could easily get in here, and or someone could put the vehicle in here, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, so with that, like I said, we'll turn the corner right here. This will be the mouth of the Catskill, and then we're gonna run the entire river for the next 2-3 miles in each direction.
20 foot.
Yeah, when it's 20 foot, I'll go back to 75 feet left and right. Very nice clean bottom and 12 feet. These are perfect scanning conditions. Does not get any better than this. I think our first drive-off spot is going to be this here, because these condos that are right up here were not here back in 2002, and most of it was just going to be like this empty parking lot that was down here. So any one of these locations down here, you could easily drive off into the water. Even on a drought year, at 15 feet here, there's going to be plenty of water in here.
Big shadow on the right.
Yeah. All right, so now when we go deeper, it's more difficult to identify the deeper it is. So that 15-foot mark, really liked it. Right now you see like all these little waves and stuff that's going on, 37 to 40 feet. Going to be a lot more difficult to identify.
You got a big parking lot.
Yeah, and you have this parking lot back here too that I'm really interested in. And look at this right here. I'm really interested in that right there. You see that?
Yeah, I see that.
That might be a vehicle over there.
Another one behind it too. Another marker.
So let's head on in there and go check that out. See, we have some height to it too a little bit.
And you have access over there too, see that?
Well, I need access to get behind that, but I think that if I go into this, and then I can always throw 360 on also. Let's see if I can pick it up this way. Now, I have 360 going, so I want to just be solid against the dock at this point.
Okay, so let me just get there.
Yeah, so that way we're not moving at all.
Yeah.
I just want to sit here. And I want to sit perfectly still. And we need to identify without moving what we have down here. And what I want to know is if that's a car or not. So we see the log in front of us on 360, but what I'm interested in is right at the 25-foot mark. That's what I'm interested in. So I'm going to change my range to 75. But I think that right behind me and right in front of me, like we might have two vehicles, like you said. So right behind us at the 18-foot mark, and right in front of us beyond the 18-foot mark. I'm interested in those two objects.
Very close to work.
Mm-hmm. So let's back up. And that way we get a better shot of that one. All right, so here it comes. I think that one's a rock. See how we're coming back over this other one with the live scope?
Yep.
Here, let's come back to it. And look at the height of it. The height of it is 5 feet tall.
I'm good right there.
Now keep coming. Let's go
Okay.
right over the top of it here. So you look at the length, and the length is 11 feet in length, right there. And then you look at the width of it. The width of it is 8 feet wide. So that is definitely not a vehicle that we can identify on that. So now let's pull ourselves back over the top of that other one. I want to just identify it, but if you look on 360 right now, straight in front of the boat, it appears to be a rock and not a vehicle. I think we're gonna have to go to the other side of the boat, or where that log is at over there.
Here.
Okay, look at this.
Oh yeah.
That looks like it could be buried. Right there's where it's a rock. See that?
I see it.
It's a rock all day long. Nothing else on 360.
Yeah. There's boat access in 5 different spots on this side. The Catskill Road Bridge, it's called Bridge Street. Right up there at the top of the hill, there's, that's 161 Jefferson Heights long-term care location where Audrey worked. So we're really close to the office right here. So the road's right up there on the side, comes down underneath the bridge. Not sure what the age of that guardrail is, but
All right, so this is where the JJ Smokehouse Barbecue is at that we were at last night.
yeah.
This is the last little parking lot that you've got here. And then you have nothing else next to the road on that side. Then we'll pull up Transducers and head up to where the rapids are at, and then work that steep road
Okay.
on the way back down. All right, so just past this little bridge thing here, that's where the road picks up again over here, and I'm interested in a couple of these holes over here. Yeah, it's not quite deep enough there. Only 6 feet though. And you got rapids up there. You know, a lot of these cases, we end up leaving an area where we feel like we have work that is unfinished. Unfortunately, with this one, looking for Audrey May, I feel as though we've exhausted every possible area, every route, every possible scenario as to where she could be. Now, she is still out there, so that means that we're missing something if she happens to be underwater. And this is where we want to put it out to all of you. If you happen to be in the Catskill, Freehold, Selkirk area, or you know somebody that is, put the word out to them to have them start checking their ponds in their backyards. Have them check the boat ramps and the rivers and anywhere else where a vehicle might be underwater. Again, we want to thank you for being a part of this. If you've not subscribed, please do so and simply turn on the bell notification. Both of those are free, and it helps spread awareness as to us being out here helping these families and law enforcement free of charge. We're now going to be heading up north. Hopefully, we're going to find Guy Pike next. And I also have an 84-year-old grandmother that we know she is in the Mississippi River that we're going to be helping that family later on this week as well. So again, we could not be doing this without you, and we thank each and every one of you. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks. Bye-bye.